Hi guys, and welcome to Visual C++ tutorial of a stock management system. Now you see this data in here. If we click on the second tab here, we should be able to see the information of Paul Oman right there somewhere here. Let's come right down here. That is Paul Oman here. That is it. The one with the number one Godson place. Okay, that is it right there. Little counting. So if we come in here, that is it right there. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reset the whole process and let's enter other new data in there. So let's say what we are purchasing is beans, and in here let's enter the amount, and the system is saying stock level is 120. Now let's enter a name there. Let's say the name is Lucy. So Lucy Kingston. Yeah, something like that. And address is number 3 Frogner Road. There. And enter the rest details. Well, it's not. It's on sales. Okay, that's fine. Discounts. About 20. VAT. Yes. And in here, account type. Debit. That's a Visa card. All we then need to do is click on total. There we go. Record saved successfully. Click on OK. If we come straight in here, inside the invoice data, let's look for Lucy Kingston. Let's go for the name here. That's Lucy Kingston right there. Living in number 3 Frogner Road. So back in here. Now let's have a good look at our database. Click on the database, open it up, and we should be able to see. Let's look for the name as well. We should be able to see Lucy. There we go. Lucy Kingston, living in Frogner Road. There. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to exit out and we start a new project. Okay guys, and let's start a new project. So I'm going to exit out and let's minimize this and open up a new project entirely. Click on new, create new, and we are working with C++, so make sure you select CLRNT projects and click on next. Give your project a name. I'm going to call it CPP Stock Control. So that's going to be the name of my project, CPP Stock Control. There we go. And click on create. Okay. The development environment is ready, but there's nothing appearing. This is C++ using the CLRNT project. I'm now going to click on the Solution Explorer right here. Click on that. And right inside the Solution Explorer, there we go. You'll see the properties. Click on the property right there. Okay, once you click on that, this dialog box appears. You now want to select linker. This is the linker right there. Click, drop down the linker, and inside the linker select systems. Inside the system, we now want to select subsystem, and in here drop that down and let's select Windows. Subsystem Windows. Windows, subsystems Windows. Just for your information, the platform I'm using is 64-bit, so if yours is 32, just go for 32. So mine is 64-bit. Now, subsystem is Windows, subsystem Windows. Let's go back to the linker. Inside the linker here, we now want to select advanced. Inside the advanced, you see where we have entry point. Let's change that to main. Click on apply and click on apply and click on OK. There we go. Now, the next thing you want to do is come straight to the name of your program, right click on it, and let's select add. Inside the add, we want to select new item. click on add new item, and the new item we want here is the CLR right here. Select the CLR and let's select Windows Forms. Now click on add, and there we go. It's now building up the Windows form, although we will end up with an error right there, guys. That is the error that I was talking about, but that's no problem. You see where we have myform.cpp, this very one here, that's what we need. Double click on it, there we go. And here, that's where we meant to enter the code for our form. To get the code for our form, there is a forum where you can get the code. That is the forum right there. I'm going to include the URL of this forum there. If you scroll right down, follow the instruction we've already gone through here, save our project and keep coming, and this is where I am now, where the error is, and these are the lines of code that you need. Okay, just copy that lines of code, minimize that, and paste the lines of code inside your CPP, myform.cpp. You will end up with an error. The error is because you need to enter the name of your project, and the name of my project is CPP stock control. That is it right there. I'm going to double click on that and the error will disappear. Now you see that, guys? That is fine. I'm going to save that. If you run your program, you should be able to see the form, but the problem is the form is not officially on the Solution Explorer. So let's click on run. Make sure it's saved though. Click on run, and right there, guys, that is your form. I'm going to close that. So I will also have to close the whole program. If I don't close it, the form will not be compiled. So let's close that so that we can get hold of the form right here. So let's close the whole program. There we go. Now that the form is closed, I'm going to right click and just reopen the form. That is it. That's it coming up now. Then we double click on the Explorer. We should be able to see the form right there now. There we go. The system is finished compiling, and that is the form. Let's double click on the form again. There we go. That is the form. Now the next thing we want to do is let's go straight to the properties. Inside the properties, you see where we have size. Let's change that to 1386 by 788. Press enter. There. Now I'm going to go straight to the toolbox. Inside the toolbox, I need tab control. Scroll right down. That is my tab control there. And the tab control, let's select that and just change the properties of that very tab control. I'm going to change that to about 1300 and maybe 46 comma by 716. There. Now the other thing I want to do is make sure the tab control is selected and your properties is selected right here, and I'll need the properties for that. Let's come in here and get hold of the properties for this tab itself. There we go. Now what I need in there is the text. I need to change the text of everything there. So let's go into, make sure the tab is all selected. Go to the tab page, click on where we have collections, and in there you see the tab number 1. I'm going to scroll right down. First of all, let's change the back color. Border style, okay, I'm going to make the border style fixed single. Now the back color, I'm going to make that cadet blue. There. And the text on it, let's copy that to that blue. The text on it right there, I'm going to change that to stock control. There we go. Now let's go straight to tab number 2, and that's it right there. Select tab number 2, change the border style of that as well to fixed single, and the back color, change that to cadet blue. Then the text content on it, I'm going to change that to invoice details. Invoice details. There we go. Click on OK. So we finished with that. The next thing we now want to do is to go back to the toolbox here, and I will then need panel. There. Grab hold of a panel, drag it there. I'll change the size of my panel to maybe 1000 plus. Let's make that 1304, comma. That would be the width. The height, I'm going to make that 1000. No, I'm going to make that 654. There we go. And let's change the back color of it. I'm going to change that back to control. Control is the default color. There. That is fine. Now, let's take care of tab number 2, the invoice. Click on the invoice. In there, I'm going to go back to my toolbox, and in there I just need data grid view. Drag the data grid view. I'm going to make the data grid view. Let's change the properties of that data grid view as well. I'm going to make that about 1346 by 716. There. Just going to drag it right there. That's fine. So the data grid view must be everywhere now. Okay, that's fine. Now back into our control, the main page. I will then add labels. Come in here. Let's grab hold of a label. We have one label here, and I need a combo box. Combo box. There we go. Then text box as well. One text box. Now these 3 components that I have on the system, I'm going to change the font size to, I'm going to go for about 18. I may end up readjusting it, but let's just enter 18. 18 bold. There we go. Now, the combo box right there, that's fine. Hold on to the control, click and drag, bring the label down. And repeat the same thing. We need 9 labels, no, 8 labels actually. So just like that. Another one, and another one here. There we go. And this one, I'm going to move this one over there and replace that with the text box. There. Now let's change the data that we have on this label. So this one is going to be known as product ID. And the combo box right in front of it, I'm going to change the name of that to CMB product ID. There we go. The next one below that is going to be known as product name. There we go. Product name. The label right in front of it, we change that to LBL product name. There. So let's do one thing. You see all of these labels? Select it all. The ones right in front of the other labels. Let's change as follows. Auto size. Make that false. Then the border style, I'm going to make it fixed. Single. So I can extend it that much. There. Alright, so that's looking good so far. And in fact, let me increase the size of everything. I'm going to come in here and make that about 240 by 37. There. So I just allocate a bit of room for them. And this one as well, drag it that much, drag this one that much as well. There we go. Select it all and reposition it. Now, looking good. So this has a name now. Let's select all of these labels and get rid of the text content that we have in there. Come right down where we have text. Delete. There we go. Now, this one is going to be known as description. Let's come straight to the text. As description. Yeah. There. And the label right in front of it, I'm going to change that to LBL description. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others, just to speed it up a little bit. So let's do that. And that is that taken care of. So let's delete this one and just grab 2 here. I actually need 4 and place that here. And I'm going to need another one here, right here. Just hold on to the control, click and drag. Bring it right here somewhere. Right. Now, let's select this and move it back a little bit so that we have some room. There, select both of these, take it up. Okay. Now let's copy the combo box, delete these two. I'm not going to need them really. Copy a combo box, bring it down here. And I need date time picker. Let's come in here and look for date time picker. There. Let's draw that here. Okay, let's increase the font size to maybe 15 or 16. 16. There we go. Alright, that's fine for the daytime picker. And change the data on this. This is going to be date expires. There we go. And below it, that is going to be, oh, let's give that daytime picker a name. Select that. That is going to be DTP, daytime picker. There. And this is going to be known as CMD sales. Sales. Very good. While the text content will be, the label will be on sales. There. There we go. And the next thing is, let's change the details of these to remainder. And the label right in front of it, change that to LBL remainder. The one above that is going to be valid from. There. And this is going to be LBL valid from. Okay, looking good. Alright, now here let's add a plane there or a panel. Yeah, just drag it that much and change the border to fixed single, border style fixed single as well. Okay, let's add another panel in here, something like that, and just change it to maybe 428 by 146 and set the border style to fix single there. Okay, we are almost done with the interface design, so let's grab about 5 of these here. No, let's go for 5. Okay, select all of these, 1 2 3 4 5, and place it right there. And combo box, I need 2 of those, 1 2, and I need text box, we need 3 of those, 2 and 3. So this one is going to be for address, something like that. Change this to address. And let's repeat the same for the others. I'm just going to speed that up. Okay, I now have my text box, combo box, and they've all been named as well. Alright, right below here I'm going to need another, in fact I need 2 panels here, and buttons. Come right here, let's grab hold of panels. There we go. Just drag there. Okay, I'm going to change the border style to fix single. Okay, so let's copy this very panel. Just drag this one up first, right, and hold on to control, click and drag. We have another one inside it. Okay, the one we have out there, the outside one, let's change it to cadet blue. There. Okay, so the panels are in place. Let's select these and another 3 here. Hold on to the control, click and drag, so we can just copy it like that, and then change the name of these 2 tags. And this one is going to be known as subtotal. Followed by total. And here that will be LBL tags. Then we have LBL sub total, and this is LBL's total. So let's add buttons now. Come here, let's go scroll right up. We need buttons. I'm going to change that to BTN total, and let's change the font. I'm going to make that maybe about 36 bold. Change the text content. We change that to total. There. And now let's copy it. We need 3 of those. We have 2 and we have 3. That is correct. So this is going to be called reset. and the variable name is going to be known as btn reset. Finally, we have btn exit. Okay, change the variable name to exit. There. Alright, so let's run it and see how that looks like. Click on run. And right there, guys, that's how the design of the interface looks. Okay, now let's put some code together to get the whole system working. So I'm going to just exit out and let's go straight into the coding area. I actually need to import the following. So I'm going to grab this because I need the database to function. So I'm going to grab that, just paste it underneath here. Then the next one I need is going to be the data, and I'll say column OLEDB. There we go. That's it. So I've just imported the database engine. I will take care of my database. Now the next thing I'm going to do to be able to get the database active. So first of all, let me do this. I'm going to go straight to where I have the database. I have the database here. That is it. It's called iStocks, and this is my project folder. I'm going to double click on the project folder, just get it open, and this is the database. Let's just right click, copy and paste. There we go. Just right click on it, copy, and I'm going to paste it right inside my project area. That is it right there. Okay, that one is sorted, so I can close this. That is my project. Inside the project, I've saved the database right in there. Copy and paste the database right in there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, those are the content I have on that database, and this database will be made available on my description area for you guys to have a look at, or use it for whatever you want to use it for. So let's close that and close this as well. And right underneath Pragma end region here, I'm going to first of all declare right underneath here, let's declare the following that will make the database active. So let's say OLEDB, that will be connection, OLEDB connection, and I'm going to point to con, that is the name of my OLEDB, that's the name of my connection, and I'm going to then say garbage collector new. I would like you to collect OLEDB connection. So grab hold of all of these, paste it right in there. Okay, but the thing is, I need to know the location of my database. So let's just close that for now. For me to be able to tell the location of my database, save that. I'm going to come straight inside my design view here, and let's go straight into the tools. Click on the tools, and we need connect to database. Let's click on that, and right here, this dialog that pops up, add connection. Make sure the connection you're using is Microsoft Access Database file. Make sure that is in here. Then here, click on browse to locate wherever your database is. I'm going to drop this down, and the database should be right inside the C++ folder here. And there we go. Select. Get rid of this admin, and you can test this out. Yes, it's successfully connected. So let's click on advanced. By clicking on advanced, I just want to copy the location. That is the location. Look at it. Just copy all of that. Control C, copy. And I'm now going to paste that. First of all, let's just click on OK for this. And let's go into my Pragma area here. You see right here where I have my database objects connection, I'm going to paste what I've just copied in there. Okay, we do have an error, but that's no problem. You see all the backspace? You just need to make them double backspace, double. Make that double as well. Let's make it all double. And there, the error is all gone. So it's now indicating that the database is connected. Okay, so have a good look at it. Take it from here, and I'm going to drag it. Alright, that's the location for my own database. Okay, yours might be easier. Yours might be directly right inside your C drive. Okay then, let's press enter. Now the next thing I want to just do is I'm going to say int checker. That's one of the variables I intend to use. Now after that, what I want to do is to create a function. Might as well just create a function right underneath here. I'm going to say void data viewer. Enter the statement block, and inside the data viewer I'm going to use try cache there, and let's enter my cache statement right underneath here. And the cache statement will be exception point to ex. Enter statement blocks. Okay, in here, so what I want to do is first of all just to display a message. Just for you to display a message box column show. There's a show there, double click on that show, and in there you can just say ex dot point to message. The message will be generated by the system, and you can then enter whatever you want to enter in there. So I'm just going to call that maybe as access connection or access connect. Access connect, and comma, let's ask it to display the following message box. So message box buttons, column, okay, there we go, comma, let's go to next line, and message box icon, column, let's make that information, there we go, and enter semicolon here. Okay, that's my error message. At the same time, I will also like my database connector right here. That's it right there. I'm going to close it. So come in here, let's see, dot close. Alright, that will be for the error message if there's any problem. Now inside the try, I like you to try and open up the database. So I'm going to start by saying my connector, I want you to open, enter parentheses, and that is using the OLDB commands. So let's say OLEDB command right here, and let it point to OLDB command. That's just the instance created for it. Now I'm going to say con point to create command there. You can enter parentheses, there we go. Now we also want the command to tell us the command type. So I'm going to say cmd, that will be dot, or point to command type, the command type, and the command type will be equals command type that we want to use, that will be text, column text. Right. Now this very command type, now we've told the system that the one we want to use is going to be text, so we're going to say command type, command text. Okay, we say cmd dot command text, and that is going to be equals the following SQL statement. Let's say select all from I stocks. That is the name of my database. Now we now want this very command, we want it to execute. Dot execute non-query, that is it right there. Dot execute non-query and enter parenthesis in there. That is done. We also need to get the data table, so let's say data table, and we just want that to point to DT, represent data table, and that is going to be equals garbage collect new, that is going to be OLEDB and that would be data table. No, that would be data table enter parenthesis. There we go. Now we want the OLEDB data table adapter, OLDB data adapter, that will be here somewhere. Yep, and that is going to be pointing to, let's say DP, and DP, that will be equals garbage collect new data adapter, and the collection that is being made is going to be from the CMD there. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So we now need this DP to fill up as follows: DP dot fill DT the table data there, and the DT, that will be where we get the data onto our data grid view. So I'm going to say the data grid view, data grid view 1, data grid view 1 dot data source and the data source will be equals DT. Okay, so we can now close the database, close that, and we also can now ask this data view function. Let's place that inside the form load. Let's come back out here and double click on the form itself. Let's get hold of the form. double click on the form. You see right here where we have the form load, my form underscore load. I'm going to paste that in there, end up with semicolon. So which means when I run the system now, it should upload whatever data I have inside the access table and display it on the data grid view. It should be displayed here. So let's click on run. I'm going to save that first. Click on run. Alright, so let's check out the invoice area. There we go. See that, guys? It's actually opened up or uploaded all of the data on the data grid view on the access database. That's good. So I'm going to exit out now. So now that we know the database is working, let's come right down here and take care of these easy ones before we start with the difficult ones. You see here, double click on exit. For the exit, I'm just going to enter, let's say try cache, and I'm just going to grab hold of this cache statement, paste it right underneath here, get rid of the database here, and here let's start by saying system, that will be column windows, column form, column dialog results, and what do you want to call it? I'm going to call it I exit, and I'm now going to say I exit. That will be equals as follows, whatever you want to enter in there. So I'm just going to copy this instead of reinventing the whole wheel. Copy that, paste that right in front of that, and my message in there is going to be confirm if you want to exit. So let's come in here and get rid of that and just enter confirm. There, confirm if you want to exit. That is my message. And I will now use the selection statement. If I exit equals, let's grab hold of all of these, and now I'm going to end up with dialog result. I'll say yes or no, paste that in here. Let's say dot yes, then application column exit, and that should take care of my exit lines of code. Have a good look at it. Of course, we can always just enter application exit, but that is not good enough. I want the system to prompt the user to confirm if they want to exit or not. So if I click on run, let's see what's going to happen. And when you click on exit, you see that confirm if you want to exit. I need to change this to yes or no. Let's go back inside the code. You see here where we have okay. Yeah, that's fine. This one should be yes or no right here. Yes or no, that's it. Okay, let's try it one more time. And let's see how that's going to work. There we go. Click on exit. Now we have our yes or no in there. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. That's the advantage of you having to be a little bit more professional with whatever you do. Prompt the user to confirm if they want to exit or not. Okay, and we can also do the same thing for the clear function. Let's come in here. You see where we have reset. There's a reset button. Come right down here. We need to say if we want to reset all of these. So double click on that. I'm going to paste that in here. In this case, it's all about reset. Confirm if you want to reset. We can just change it to I reset. And this one will become I reset as well. Okay, if you confirm they want to reset, then all of these should be cleared. So let's start by getting hold of CMB. There we go, product ID, I think dot selected index, and the selected index that I want that to be 0. Okay, so let's see, maybe it's equals 0. Alright, that was the very first one. Then the next one is LBL, product name dot text, that will be equals clear. Copy this, we just repeat that for the others. Then let's copy it again. The next one is going to be LBL, the description, paste, clear. Okay guys, I had to speed that up, but I do have an error here. Look at it. Reminder. That should have been reminder. So when I come in here now, I notice I was missing out the letter A, which means I'm missing out the letter A here as well, the original name. So let's come in here and just get that sorted. And this one as well, let's give it the right name. There we go. Alright, so that is that for the reset. Double click on reset, have a good look at the lines of code for reset. We should bring this down as well. The lines of code for reset, have a look at it. Take it from try and all the way down. Okay, there. Take it back up. There we go. Alright, that's fine. So let's run our program and see how that's going to work. We might not be able to see the reset work for all the components, but at least we can reset one or two things here. I've already entered some stuff in here. Okay, let's enter whatever in here and click on reset. No, I don't want to reset. Yes, I do want to reset. Okay, so that is that for the reset. If you're wondering, 1, 2, and 3, 4, let me show you guys what happened in there. So if I select the design view, click in here and go straight to the properties. Inside the properties, you see where we have item selection. That is it. I just entered that in there to speed up things, and I repeated the same thing for this one. Discount, click there, just enter your discount in there, and the same thing was repeated for VAT. Come in here, just enter yes, no, or whatever. Account type, enter whatever you want to enter in there. You can change it, the choice is yours. Alright, get rid of those, click on OK. And method of payment, just enter your method of payment in there. Cash, Visa card. Let's move the Visa card in here. This debit card, I'm going to get rid of that because we have the debit card anyway. click on that. Alright, that is what I did with the combo box. So if I run it now, let's do one thing. I'm going to double click on this reset. I want to copy the reset function name here, and I'll paste that name on my form load. So when the form load, the system will automatically reset and get ready for the next action. So paste that in there. Get rid of all of this system column object, and just get rid of all of this. Leave the object E in there, and that's it. Make sure you enter your semicolon in there, which means I've just called reset. So if I click on run, you'll see what's going to happen now. There we go. Oh, it's just called reset. That is the disadvantage of that. I'm going to say yes. Well, check this out. Let's reset the whole system. That would have been nice for the system to confirm if you want to reset or not, but because I want to call it when the form load as well, I have to make a decision. But now you all know how to take care of the reset from the user to confirm if they want to reset or not. So I'm going to comment all of this out. If I comment it all out, it will just call this alone. So let's comment and get rid of these. Yeah, all of these up to here. There. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, the reset is commented out. So if I run it now, the system should just reset automatically without prompting me to confirm if I want to reset or not. So let's see how that's going to work. There we go. Look at it. Automatically reset the whole system. So I'm going to settle for this. Though you've seen the two methods. Okay, when you click on this, you will see it without the reset as well. So that is fine without the reset message. Okay, now what I want to achieve is, you see, when I select any of the components here, I want the system to actually populate all the content in here. So I'm going to start by just exiting out, and let's come back in here and double click on that combo box, this very one. Double click on it. Let's press enter. I'm going to use an if statement. If cmb pro.id, let's double click on that. If that, let's say dot text, if is equals, first of all let me go for the select. If is equals select pro.id, I want the following to happen. So I'm going to grab hold of the content of the reset button. Yeah, here, right here. Let's get hold of the name of the reset button, just this one. Copy that and paste that right in here. Now I'm going to delete all of this. Delete this. So what's happening is I'm just calling the reset. I just called the reset button itself. Else, grab a hold of everything here and let's take care of the else. Okay, if the product name, if that happens to be, first of all let me go in there. I need to know the product name. Go to the properties, and here I'm going to select all of these, copy back in here. Let's paste the names underneath here or somewhere here. Okay, if this is equals to this, cut that off and paste this here. That's the first one. There. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. Then I'll put in the conditions. Copy. I have 4 more. 2, 3, 4, I believe. No, 1 more. Okay, the next condition is this one. Cut that off, paste that in here, and this, paste it here, and we have this other one. Cut, paste that here, and finally the last one. Cut that off, paste it right here. Okay, now let's enter what we want the system to do. So get rid of these. In that case, I want LBL cache. Let's say the text that will be equals whatever you enter. There we go. That is the cost. There. And enter semicolon here. The next one is going to be LBL. That is out of stock. The text out of stock will be up to, let's say, about, maybe when we have about 5. And we have LBL reorder level. The text as equals the text. Reorder level will be, let's say, if we have 30 left, then we have to reorder. Then let's see, LBL stock level. And the stock level, let's make that approximately, let's go for 400. Yeah. Can put that in a bracket as well though. Okay. What about the description? Description, the text, that will be equals. Something to do with white, green. That's the description of the product. LBL product name. Okay, we can just call that maybe dot text that is equals maybe rice, something like that. We have the product name in place. And what about LBL item ordered? That would be rice as well. Item ordered. Grab all of that and paste it here. LBL number of item. How we are on 30. Then let's say once you select that, we want txt number of order dot focus. Yeah, want the mouse to get focus right inside on that text box. And let's say LBL reorder date. Reorder date dot text that will be equals BTP dot text. There. So that is fine. So the next one, we also want the other dates. There's some more dates in there. LBL date ordered. There. LBL valid from. We can just put this as well. That's it. Okay, that's the very first condition. So if I run it now, let's see I run that. Let's see how this condition look like. If it works fine, I just need to copy and paste and change it around. Let's see, it's coming up now. Okay, there we go. Select that. Oh, I think I still need to change one or two things in there. Come back in here. I think I must have made an error there. It's not working. Let's check the others. Let's see. Alright, let's check. Whoa, in the first place, there's space in here. In the second place, the code is on the wrong. Okay, that's no problem. So this code should have been up here, but that's okay. I can always get rid of this and just copy and paste. Then we change it around. Copy, paste. Okay, and that is how the codes look now. I've changed it all for each conditional statement in there. Alright, so we're gonna now run it. You guys see how that looks like. There, so click on run. Okay, decision time. There, that is fine. Next, and there we go. Alright, so all of that is working fine. Now let's take care of total. So with the total, I want to be able to add up everything and at the same time add up whatever I have in here, or deduct whatever I see in here from here and get the result here. So let's end that, and I'm going to double click on the total button. Double click on that button. Okay, this is where I'm going to enter the total, but there's something I should have shown to you guys. Let's come straight to the form here. You see right here, I'm going to base the total calculation on the discount. So you see inside the discount properties, look, I have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that is what my total will be based on. So let's go back to total here. So in here, I'm going to use a conditional statement again, but before then, let's declare the following variable. So I'll call the very first one for tax. I'll call out I tax. M. Let's go for J, P, and let's say sub. I'm also going to need Q, R, and T. There, those are the variables I intend to use. Okay, let's do this. Now, if CMD discount, let's see, might as well type it all now, dot text, if that is equals 0, I want M, that will be equals, let's say double pass, and what are we passing in there is going to be LBL cost dot text. Okay, whatever value I have inside the cost is now passed on to M right there. Now let's do the same thing for variable J. J equals whatever value I have on the text box. So let's copy all of this and just dump it in here, and this will become the text box, and that is going to be txt number of order. Right, now let's come down here and say tags. That will become m multiplied by j, and the tax rate, let's say 7, let's say multiply by 7.5, and we divide that by 100. Now for it to work as we want, let's cover this again, and this, and we'll cover this. Yep. Now we want this, and we need a semicolon here. Okay, let's get the tax on board. Let's say the tax, that's LBL tax dot text, that will be equals, this is string column, we want to get it format, and that is going to be equals as follows. Let's say we want that to show me some pound sign, so we come in here and say 0, that should be 0, and that would be C2, that will give me 2 decimal place, and here we enter tax. Right, yeah, that will do it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to enter semicolon in there. Let's put this tax in its own area there. Okay, now let's say LBL subtotal, that would be, let me grab hold of all of this, let's grab hold of everything here, paste it in here, and subtotal will become m multiplied by j, m multiplied by j, that's subtotal. Now let's come in here for LBL total, paste. In the case of total, we actually need to add as follows. Let's say we grab hold of this, paste that there, and just say plus. I think that will do it. Yeah, that should do it. Okay guys, let's try this out. Let's click on run. Alright, so I'm going to select this one, and the discount is 0, so let's enter some value in here. Click on total, there we go. See, that is working. So reset, exit out, and let's just copy this now for 5. Copy, paste. So in the case of 5, enter 5 right there. Alright, so with the 5 we need to do one or two things with the 5. And so to get the 5% discount, I'm going to come right underneath here, enter variable p in there. I'm going to put p equals, let's get hold of all of these, paste that in here, and I will then multiply this by 5. Okay, so come right here, just multiply that by 5, Alright, so that's fine. Then we add everything inside P. Okay, that's alright. Now we need to deduct whatever we have in P from the subtotal. So let's say minus P right there. Okay, that's minus P, and what else do we need to do? See, right here inside the total, I also need to deduct that from total. I can do that here though. So let's enter a bracket here. Minus P, close that bracket. Let's see what's going to happen with 5. I'm going to run it. Okay, decision time. Enter something in there. And let's say we have about 90 there. That is for 0 discount. 5. Let's keep an eye on here. Okay, I think we have something changed. Let's go back to 0 discount. 5% discount. Yeah, that's fine. Now let's copy that and repeat the same thing for 10% discount. I'm going to grab hold of all of these. That is for 10. This changes to 10. And here that will be 10. Now that will be for 15%. And this will become 15. Now let's go for 20. This will become 20%. And here 20% as well. And finally 25% there. Okay, let's save that, run. Okay, decision time. Let's select whatever product there. 0%, 5%, 10%, 15%, that's good, 20, and 30, oh no, 25. There we go, that's working how we expect it to work. Now, there's one more thing. See, I need to be able to calculate this or deduct this from this and get the answer here. Now let's come back in here, right underneath here. I'm going to make use of those other variables up here. These 3 variables now. I did not use sub variable anymore. I may have to delete that. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to start by, let's say, Q, that is equals, let's say double, and what goes in there, let's say double, copy this, paste that in there, and that's going to be BTN, no, LBL, stock level. Just a dot to text. Now let's do the same thing for R. Grab hold of all of this, come down here, R, that's for R. In the case of R, this is going to be TXT number. Paste that there. That is R. Now, to get the total answer now, let's say LBL remainder dot text, that will be equals, let's say convert column to string, and what are we converting? That's going to be Q minus R. There, that's taken care of. Alright, but we also want this thing to display something in LBL action. So in that case, let's just say if T is less than and equals to, let's say maybe 5, then we want LBL action the text, that will be equals, you can just say order more products. There. Okay. And we can say else no order required, something like that. Paste. No order required. There. So that takes care of that. Let's run it and see. Okay guys, decision time. Enter whatever in there and click on total. Let's give it some percentage. The name, let's say the name is Dave South. Address South End Road. Okay, click on total. There we go. That's fine. So all that is left for us to do now is to be able to add everything straight onto this table, and at the same time add it straight onto my database. So let's exit out, reset exit, yeah. Go back to total, right underneath the total, that's where I'm going to enter the instruction for the database, right underneath here. So come right here and just enter some line there. This will be for database, insert into database, insert into or onto database. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so right in here I'm going to start by using try catch. Let's say try. We don't have to open up the database. Okay, let's enter my cache statement in there, and that is going to be, that will be EX there. And let's enter statement block in there and just say message box column show, and that will be EX dot message. There we go. Okay, now because I'm going to get if there's any problem, I want the database to close. So let's say we close the database as well. Dot close. Alright, you see where we have try. Let's start by first of all opening the database, but I might as well just copy the whole lines of code here I already have it here inside my declaration here. So let's come into this function, just grab it up to right here. So it's going to be select, no, it's going to be insert. So I'm going to copy that. Let's go back into my total, come right down here, double click on total, and right underneath, so right in here, paste that there, and here that's going to be insert into I schools. And what am I inserting into I scored? The first is going to be product ID that I can remember, ID, and the others. Let me open up my database right here. Let's go to design view. The next one is product name, just how the name is written, that's how I'm going to have to call it. So next is, let's say, product name. Then we have description, comma, have description there. What else do we have? Stock level and reorder level. Just like I said, I'm going to add the database to my description area, so, and followed by reorder level, comma, reorder level, and I'm just going to speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. All I'm just doing is calling all of the components that I have in here, the fields actually that I have in here. So I have out of stock, so enter out of stock here, so say comma, paste that in there. I'm going to enter comma, speech mark, let's enter a plus sign and come to the next line. Okay, so I've just carried, or I can do that here, let's say carried return here, comma, speech mark, press enter there, and let's put a plus sign here so that you guys can see it. Now here, enter that and continue with the others. So you then have number of order, copy, paste, comma, cost. Okay, out, then reorder date, copy, and here we just enter cost, comma, reorder date, and so on. So I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. Okay, we now have all of the data from my database here. It's now right here. Now we now need to enter every single components here. Like we have product ID, so here I'm going to grab hold of product ID, back into my code here, so right underneath, enter product ID dot text, and that will be plus speech mark, apostrophe, comma, apostrophe as well there, and plus. So that's the first one. The next one is going to be, okay, I can just copy the whole lot from my reset button. So let's go to my reset. Now just modify it. Come in here, the reset, double click on reset. That is everything on the resets. Grab hold of that and get it modified. Yeah, copy that. And let's look for total right underneath here. Yeah, paste that here, and modify it, copy and paste there. So I'm going to just speed that up and get back to you guys there. Alright, so it's all ready now. So finally what I then need to do is come down here and just say cmd dash, or that's going to be execute non-query. That's fine. Then I'm also going to enter a message box. So let's just grab all of message box that will at least say something to the user. Maybe grab all of this, and I also close. Yeah. So grab all of that. Come right down here. Right underneath here, enter a message box, and this message box will just tell the user if they have successfully logged in or not. So it's just a record saved successfully. There we go. Yeah, that's good enough, and close it. And finally, it's a data view. There we go, data viewer. We have to call that. That is the name of the function. Okay, so that is that done. And I think that's the end of my program actually. That's good. No error so far. And now I'm going to run it. So let's click on run. Okay, now decision time. Let's come in here, select anything and enter how many we want. And right here, add a name. Let's say the name is Paul Oman. Let me enter my title, Captain Paul Oman. Yeah, why not? And number 1, Godson, place. London. Okay, and here, do I have any discount? I have about 15. And here, we need to get this one right. That should have been sales on, yes or no. Okay, that's no problem. And here, there. Okay, click on total. Let's see. Successfully. Record saved successfully. There we go. So let's come in here and see. Let's check that out. The names. Let's go for the names. Right there has it. Captain Paul. There we go. So the system is working as we want. That is fine. So all I just need to do is, you see here, I just need to change it to it's on sales or not. But before then, let me check my database if it's right there in my database. Let's look for the names. Right there. There we go. That's it. We saved it safely on the database. That's good. So before I call it the end of the project, let's exit out and take care of that very one. And come right here, select this, open the properties, and that is the properties there. So it's meant to be on sales and no sales. Let's start with no sales. item on sales. There. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's run it one more time. Run. So let's select whatever product in here, enter how many we want, enter a name there. So let's say the name is John Johnson. IG and so on, and here VAT, yes, debit card, and paying by MasterCard. Address of John Johnson, so let's say he lives in number 10 Kuwaiti Lane. There. All we then need to do is click on total, just for you guys to see. There's nothing about John Johnson here. Check that out. There's no John Johnson here. Go back in there and just click on total. It's successful. There we go. Let's come right here. You should be able to see something about John Johnson. And let's see. There we go. Let's see, John Johnson. There we go. Look at John Johnson right there. 10 Kuwaiti Lane. And now let's have a look at our database. We should be able to see John Johnson right in there, right underneath here. Where's his name? There we go. And John Johnson right here. Okay, that's fine. We can close the database. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. And please do subscribe to my channel. And you can also join to become a member of the channels. If you're a member, there's a lot of benefit. You all have a nice day now. And bye for now.